You are listening to the Hello Sport podcast.
I had a nightmare that, well, it wasn't a nightmare, it was a dream that was etched. I don't know where we were, but it was like, there was a big fucking like thing going on upstairs with like our friends, and like it was like a poker tournament, but on this like almost like a huge like luxury like cruise liner, but it wasn't a cruiser because it was, you know,
it was a dream.
It was a dream. It was all over the place, but it was like you and I had been waiting to get up to where everyone was playing poker. It's like with Roasty and shit. I don't know why, but like heaps of people. But it was like Roasty's poker fucking thing. And then we finally get up there. And everyone's like sitting around a table just chatting, and we're like, oh, we're super pumped to get up there. And then first person to turn around who's been sitting there is Mick Ennis, and he was off both of us, and it was just so uncomfortable. And no one in the room was like favourable about it. Like everyone just went quiet and just made it more awkward. And it was like, dude, like some of them were our friends up there who were just all like, oh, and I'm like, g'day, Mick, how you doing? And he's just like, he didn't look at us and like gave his other hand, and we were like, oh, this is fucked.
But he's only off you. He's not off me.
Well, listen, he'd be off the brand, but he'd be off me more because that's if he's even off us. He probably isn't. It could just
I think it's an honour if your old man
He was off us.
does you.
Well, that's what I would have said. That's
He
what I
was
would say.
staring into your soul the other day, bro.
Yeah, but we were drunk, and
We weren't that drunk.
I was. Bro, we'd been
You
doing.
got drunk. You actually got fucked up.
We were drunk. We
you
were
were
doing the
drunk.
rugby pod.
You were drunk.
I was more drunk than you, but I was still drunk.
You were drunk.
Yeah. As is my right.
Yeah, no, you were blind.
Have you ever played craps? Where you throw the dice on the
Yeah,
table?
I have played it, and I just didn't know when I was allowed to pick up my money. I was like, oh, I won. And
It
then
takes
like, no,
some
you
time.
can't touch it.
It takes some
I
time
was
to
like,
learn.
okay, just tell me when I can pick up my money.
Nah, but
Basically,
it's good.
when you lose, I think.
You can pick up your money.
When
That
someone
makes sense.
loses.
When the table loses, like when a seven's rolled and the table's dead, then I think they take your initial bet. But like every time you win, so let's say you're on fucking 9 and 12, so and then a 9 gets rolled, you get paid that out and you can take it off immediately.
Okay, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like when that game's cooking, that's the greatest experience you can have as a man.
It's a team sport, isn't it?
Yeah, big time. The table is all
Yeah.
like, it's communal.
Mate, people were like, when we were in Vegas, a mate of ours taught us how to play, and it was the best night of punting I've ever had, hands down.
Shout out to Peter.
This isn't a new story to the punter and the dribbler, but mate, some people out there were rolling such heavy heat, like. You end up going up and hugging and kissing them and shit.
Random people being like, thank you.
Like, because some people are elite rollers. We were shit.
Yeah.
A lot harder at the end of the table because you got to get it all the way to the end. You got to get it right.
Does it have to hit the back cushion and come back?
Yep.
Yeah, but you want that go, don't
No,
you?
listen.
But if you're on the side, you can just sing it in, right?
Listen, there's benefits to both ends of the to all being at all parts of the table. There's more pressure to hit the backboard because if you don't, you look like a beater. But then
Oh, you
sometimes if
get
throw
like
it too
hissed
hard,
at and shit.
it'll bounce out of the motherfucker.
And that's no deal.
People
That's
don't like it.
that's a
People
bad
get people
spin
get
at
very.
the end of the day.
It's a very like people like it just so you can't say 7. You get asked to leave the table if you do. People like quality in their roles, which I respect and I get.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you can't necessarily deliver it. Put it this way, Tom and I weren't getting hugs and kisses.
No, but also like
We were giving them out.
also what it is like
No, you roll.
when things are correct,
Literally and figuratively.
But when things are good, dude, great. Like everyone's happy. When things are bad, the mood isn't good. Like no one's looking at each other. It's like that
playing game
second
stuff?
night when after our first night we were like, "There's no way to lose at this game. It's ridiculous."
We went to bed going, you can't lose.
We came back the next night and we proved ourselves wrong. We lost.
But the writing was on the wall. Pete, who plays craps a bit, is like, that's the best table I've ever been at.
Yeah.
So we had the best experience that you could possibly have.
we should have actually probably quit then.
And you
kinda
get
how it goes.
grandfathered in because we got there early, right? And so the buy-in's probably, I can't remember, 25 bucks maybe.
All right.
By the end of the night, it's $100. But because we've been there the whole time, we're paying 25
Oh,
to
continually.
Yeah.
You get grandfathered in, it's called. And so then we got there late the next night. It's $100 out the gate. I'm 300 in the hole before I can fucking blink.
Yeah. No, it was.
You know,
That's the
and the rest, to be honest, 300 seems like unders considering my mood.
Well, and what the first night, again, this is all old Coles here, but our friend Luke's here, and I'm gonna. You may already also know this, in fairness, but when we go to a new place, and it doesn't have to be new. It's the first time we get there.
Yeah.
We go into the casino and we'll put a non-disclosed nominal fee on either red or black.
Yeah. We did that in Perth.
Yes.
Yes.
And we left straight away.
But that's not the sort of bet that we usually go quite hard.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And it was, we felt a bit rushed in Perth. I'm going to be honest. I didn't
Well, that's
feel
why-
It wasn't. We weren't there. We weren't in that room on our own terms.
No.
That place was a shit show.
It was absolute chaos.
Yeah.
And it made me feel uncomfortable. Thank God we got out of there.
We left there pretty quick.
It was a benefit, but probably a positive that we lost straight away.
Yeah, it was a good. All right, time to go.
Time to go.
But
Time
we'll
to go
put a
sit
big
in
boy
really
bet on.
loud place and try and hear each other talk.
Yeah.
And obviously, when we get to Vegas, we should have seen the writing on the wall. It was round 0. You put it on 0.
Yeah, but I mean, again, listen. It
Hey,
was,
hindsight's
I know,
20.
it is 2020.
So we lose that, and then we go on a pretty big loss run for the next day or two. It was bad, and then we got most of it back on craps.
Well, we were either even or down by the end of it, but we weren't down as bad as we were.
I think we're down like $500 for the week. Not bad at all.
At the end.
I mean, to go to Vegas and come away like 500 down, it's
It's pretty good.
pretty
No,
responsible.
it's very good, especially when our
responsible.
budget was, half our budget was wiped in like 7 hours of being there, so
3/4.
yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, we all look very good in these shirts. That's all I want to say. Nothing else to it. Just a nice shirt.
Yeah, they're just good. I mean, I like that I was evidently horizontal in this one for what seems like
that
a week and a half.
Yeah, you haven't ironed that. I'm just going to turn around quickly and get something
around.
from my, I don't know, can
Do a little half squat and hold.
down.
Half squat,
My
hold.
groin's really fucked at the moment.
Get down, old man. Jesus
my
Christ,
groin, dude. I fucked my groin. I
that was
can't.
difficult to watch.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'll tell you the truth. I fucked my groin. I've really fucked it running 10Ks. Anyway, that shirt looks great.
Looks really good. I love the color.
Breathe, doesn't it?
Oh, she breathes.
good.
It's 33 glorious degrees today, and I just had a run-of-the-mill T-shirt on.
The thing
put this on,
about
I'm
the
like,
thing
oh,
about
yeah.
the shirt I'm wearing is it's built for Australian conditions.
Yes.
It's like color bond.
Yeah,
Correct.
it is though.
You
Because
know.
Colorbond goes all day. We
Yeah.
know that.
Longer than all day. Colorbond you never need.
Goes for
fucking-
decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it feels fantastic. I love it. I think. I mean, breathe. This thing's all lungs.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
all
no,
lungs.
this thing's lungs,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah. It's like a VO2 max of like
Well-
something high.
Trees being the lungs of the planet.
Yep.
This is the lungs of the dribbler.
I like tonally as well. I think it goes well with your hat, actually.
Fucking great
Oh,
point. you
Shokara,
make.
we're tonal.
Oh, whoa. It's actually a great point that the punters and dribblers hat pairs perfectly with the horizontal shirt.
Well, look, listen, Grant and Brown are in.
Yeah.
It's just, it is what it is.
Very earthy tones.
Very earthy tones.
Yeah. Earthy as fuck, dude.
I
You
think
are,
you look fucking incredible. You look incredible. 'Cause
Thank
You've
you.
obviously got a nice hat on.
well, I've got a good hat on as well. But it's nice to see someone who's like professionally attractive in a nice bit of shirt. Yeah. Usually he's
We
like
pay to be
fucking-
hot.
But you know, he's like a probably more of your Yves Saint Laurent guy over here. You know, like fucking-
YSL.
Yeah.
May you rest in peace. Yeah.
Is he dead
He's dead.
recently?
I don't
Couldn't
know.
tell you.
A little while ago. Maybe the 90s?
Okay, so
2000s?
so not recently then.
No.
No idea.
Not recently.
Like, do you earn an RIP?
You don't. You reckon you got to earn it? You don't reckon he earned it?
No,
YSL guy.
I'm saying, do you deserve one?
Yves Saint
10,
Laurent?
20, 30 years posthumously.
I think
Like-
it's just a nice thing to make sure he's eternally resting in peace.
Yes.
okay. Yep.
I
And
don't
not
want-
everyone
I don't want
gets one,
anything
Tom,
to disturb
obviously.
that peace.
Not everyone.
No.
Some don't get it. So I'm just leaning forward because this thing's dripping. Don't get too over the top. Just enjoying a good day.
Bit late for that.
Yeah, it is. Had a bit on this morning.
Yeah, but you know.
What'd you have
as long
on?
as
You
get
were
it
flat
in.
out when I got in here. Flat out.
No, not here. Home. When I got here, I was reading the newspapers because, as is my responsibility to the punter and the dribbler, I need to be up to speed on all things sport, which is why we spoke about Braithen Astor v. Clarkie's RL column on Instagram, because there was no sport, which I only knew through reading it. There's fuck all going on.
Fuck all going.
That's why I'm here.
That's no. You're no.
hang on.
No. That's not
That's
nice.
not
That's
true.
not fair.
That's not true.
You're here because we do 3 shows a week during this time of the year, and whenever you're back, we like to get our old mate Luke.
And I love to be here.
You've got to be the most repetitive guest we've had.
It's an honour.
Yeah, have to be. Well,
I
him
don't
or
know if
Streety.
anyone else. Yeah, probably Streety.
I think it'd be you.
But
more
Streety's
Streety.
in live stream stuff. He's a
Yeah.
bit
Pure
more-
podcast?
bit more
Pure
fabric,
podcast
pure
be close.
podcast.
I think it would be him.
This would be
comfortably.
number
I think
4, maybe.
I think it's probably 4. Street's on 2.
5.
No, he's done one when I was away, then when you were away.
yeah,
he's filled in
yeah.
a bit.
He's done
Sebo's
some-
done a couple.
done some
Anyway,
filling
listen,
ones.
it doesn't.
No, I mean, what are you trying to steal? His fucking thunder?
Not the point.
I'm podiuming. I'm medaling.
Oh, certainly. If not winning. If not winning.
We were having this discussion on our Monday podcast. So by the time this comes out, it'll be a Sunday, Luke.
Right.
We'll also be into day 3 of a test that we're winning. But where does Paul Fatty Vautin sit in the Hall of Fame, on the ladder, the power rankings, the hierarchy of needs of all-time rugby league
Complete
people?
ornament.
People. But
Complete ornament.
I'm arguing potentially top 3, maybe the top.
Look, it's a conversation that you could absolutely have. He's an absolute ornament to the game. I was talking to Mum and Dad the other day, and it was about the one where he's interviewing Wayne Bennett last year or the year before, and he's like, so how do you stop Nathan Cleary? He's not playing. He's not playing. It was just like one of the great, like his ability to be on his feet and absolutely cop it, and just the self-deprecation and the ability to just be Fatty Vautin.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same. He does the same. So something similar with Cameron Smith. He's like, I won't ask you about your retirement, okay? He's like, yeah, sweet, no worries, Fatty. First question. So, mate, when are you retiring?
But he used to do that on the footy show all the time as well. When it'd be like at the end of a segment, he'd go, right. So what are we doing?
Yeah.
And like you can see a producer sitting there being like, fucking hell, mate. What's going on?
Yeah,
mate?
we're going to cut to this. Oh, we're not. We're going to stay here.
Okay.
All right, great.
Oh, great.
Freddie?
Yeah.
He was fucking good at that.
But if you think about what the footy show was, right? The footy show was like must-watch rugby league TV every single week. Like it was the biggest touch point you had outside of the game of rugby league.
Yeah.
Like, the games being played was a footy show. He was a premiership-winning captain of
The mighty Manly
Mighty
Ringer
Manly
Seagulls.
He played for his state, country, Roosters, which is gross.
Well, don't include that.
And then coached Queensland to a 3-0 win when they shouldn't have won. Benny Ike.
Against Phil Gould, worst team ever in the history of Origin.
But then comes across to be a TV personality and helms the biggest rugby league show, the biggest crossover show that you could have.
He must have been coaching Queensland
When he was doing the show.
when he's doing the show and
Sure.
being like the rugby league
Yeah.
personality.
Well, he did. He was 95.
95.
I think, yeah. When did the footy show
When did the
start?
footy show start,
Oh,
Cody?
that's way before that.
93, 94?
Yeah, maybe not way before, but definitely before.
Interesting to find
Would have
out.
been around then.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit later. Maybe like 96, 97.
I don't know. I'm
No.
trying to
feel like it
picture
was
the DVD cover.
It says Fatty started in 1994.
There you
There we
go.
go.
There you go. 94.
That classic best of the footy show.
Yeah, dude. We were meant to watch it actually when we had
What
lunch.
happened with that?
I got a phone call. I had to go.
Oh, right. I was going to say.
Yeah.
Just completely lost my life.
No, I know.
That's the sort of thing you tee up. That's probably your role. That
I
sort
would
of
have
thing.
fired it up,
Yeah.
but I got the phone call literally as I was sitting on the couch, so I had to go.
Yeah, that's fucking.
And that was a business call. You got to
You got to take your business. calls.
stand on business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do. So, mate, absolute ornament. He is. He's an ornament
Complete
to the
ornament.
game. But we were getting quite nostalgic, Tom and I, on the Monday podcast, just about how we're just starting to lose some goats. Some
Everything's
greats.
changing.
And I don't think, and I could be wrong, I'm happy to be, proved incorrect on this point, but I liked when you're coming up, your formative years, your teen years, your early childhood, teen years.
Pubic hair days.
Pubic hair, 20s and stuff. I'm sort of like almost in my mind locked into that era. And even if there's good commentators and shit now, I'm like, not the same.
No,
It's not the
absolutely
same
not.
thing.
It's not the same thing.
But we've also,
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, are you? It's like
It's
music.
who's,
You go,
it's like who's your
ours
James
was better
Bond.
than yours.
It's like who's
Yeah.
your Bond, dude. It's
Yeah.
just like Pierce Brosnan is my Bond. I can't help it.
well, it's one of those things. It's like you've got to let the young people have their formative years.
Yep. But
they're
I'm not
not-
interested in theirs.
I know, but we've had ours. We've got to kind of let that go and pass on the torch. I think Fatty's hit me more. I mean, Sterlo, I was really devo, just because he was like funny,
his
but
analytics
also
play.
analytical.
Yes.
He was so down the line. He was just complete ornament as well. But we still had Fat, and now we don't have
we don't
either
have-
of them. Now, like,
Yeah.
there's no one from those
There's no
days.
one. There's no one.
There's no one from
you
those
could say
days.
like Big Man, who's on maybe 2GB.
Yeah,
But I mean, I'm not even, and no disrespect to Big Man, he's not even in the same.
but he's not like
Yes.
near Channel 9 that much.
no,
You know, it's
no, he's not the same. He's not the same.
Matty Johns, bit
Matty
of
Matty
crossover.
Johns, bit of crossover.
Matty, Joey, Lockie, and even Lockie, you feel like I hear less and less of Lockie. Maybe I'm not Queensland.
What's Chief up to?
No idea.
Don't know.
But yeah, not the same though. Like Lockyer and Joey, again, they've never really lent all the way into media careers. They just do a bit.
Yeah, like I would. Lockie,
As opposed to Matty, who is ornament.
yes.
Ornament.
Oh, he's a
When Maddie goes, I'm going to be in bits.
Well, Maddie's
I'm going to be in bits.
Maddie's living ornament, like ornament while still doing it. You know, like some of them aren't necessarily. Sometimes you remember them better once they're done. But Maddie is like, he's reached like GOAT status. And
Yeah,
he's still around.
he's like whatever Matty does is kind of play on. No matter like whatever he chooses to do.
At least he's not that old.
Being a personality in the game.
Yes.
He has got. He's got complete carte blanche now.
Yes.
He's got the runs on the board completely, and
Oh, shit, yeah.
he's great because he's got the. I'll tell you where Matty sits. He sits right in between your Fats and your Sterlos in terms of the analysis side of Sterlo.
Yes.
Sterlo was hilarious as well, but the self-deprecation of Fatty as
Yes.
well. He's kind of the Venn diagram.
He's a
in
hybrid.
between them.
He's right in the middle of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They had to walk so Matty could run.
Correct.
He's a hybrid
And not to...
with just a bit less footy career.
Is there anyone else who's sort of coming along in that regard? And maybe it's because it's a bit more like he's the last of the old school,
Yeah,
maybe like media, legacy media sort of generation, whereas anyone else now is potentially a bit more... There's no one on TV anyway, put it that way. There's no one on TV who's like the next Matty Johns
no, I don't think. I think
that I
he's-
can think of
No.
in the rugby. You know what I mean? It's like...
Bo Ryan's carved out a good media career.
Yep, he has. Well, he's caught it, but great. But he's also chosen to not stay in rugby league. So
Well, he's almost been forced out.
well. He did it, and then he got.
he did it.
He did
No,
it.
but in a sense of like what he's good at, like more of your comedic stuff. Doesn't have to be.
No, but I think as well with Bo.
There's not many of those roles now.
No, but
Yeah.
what's Bo? Bo is more. Bo seems he's one of those guys
If
that
any.
is much more than just a footballer, and that's not to say that any of the other ones aren't. But Bo is fucking very talented generally.
Fletcher and
can,
Hindy, where do you put them?
yeah, they're probably similar.
I think who's maybe
Bo's
emerging.
come back to Triple M, so he'll be back into his rugby league.
I think JT is emerging in that way. Like he's got obviously the
Not
most
funny,
infectious laugh.
That's all.
It's an infectious laugh.
It's an infectious
He
laugh.
hasn't got comedic timing or anything.
No.
And that's
you
no
know?
disrespect to JT, but Ben Davis ain't going to like this, but JT not much of a performer.
no.
He's a football guy.
He's got the analytics,
And he's got a laugh.
The most infectious laugh.
Yes, but I mean that's you got to be more than that.
But that's why someone like a Sterling, for example, and Fatty as well, were so unique. Is because they were also fucking good players.
Yeah.
yes,
Like Sterling's one of the greats of all time.
yes,
And also Fatty
And then
had,
he had the career. after
exactly,
that.
and then Fatty had like some photogenic memory for stats and stuff like that. Apparently, he was amazing at knowledge of the game in terms of things that had happened before. Like,
really?
His stats stuff was like, oh yeah, that game and this and that. Apparently, he was a
bit of
genius
Rain
at
Man
that.
about him.
Yeah, apparently he's a genius at that.
Not, you know what I mean.
I don't even know if you need to preface that.
Well, I did.
No, I know.
It's a bit late now, isn't it?
Well, it's a bit late now. But it's just because we've said it so many times, I don't even know if
You
you needed
know,
it.
yeah, you know what I mean. Though.
So is that effective immediate, old fat? We're not going to see him again. Is he going to come on and do a little Origin cameo, or is he just like, nah?
I think you
done.
just, like
Yeah.
Sterling, I think you just say, see
Thank you so
later.
much.
Peace.
See you
Peace.
later. Yeah,
Because what were you saying, he's 70 odd?
65, I think I read.
Yeah.
So he had a couple of years in him.
Yeah, but also I guess when you're 65, you're like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Like, plus there's the Channel 9, fuck, they're all like, there is a shitload of next gen. Like when
Yeah.
you've got Billy Slater, the Bush poet, like there's he's obviously a better player than Fattening, but he's more contemporary. And
be a lot of
Channel
the
9
young-
aren't
a lot of the
doing-
young-
Channel 9 aren't doing the funny stuff anymore. So it's like you just need
Yeah.
someone who people are going to go, oh yeah, I remember him playing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've
no
taken.
one's saying that about Fatty, are
No.
they?
No, they're taking. Channel 9's really taking the. No, we're analysing here.
Yes.
We're analysing.
That's
They've
what we
got
do.
that good thing on the Sunday Footy show where they bring in someone from back in the day, and they have a little like 15-minute segment with
Yeah,
them.
there's chat.
Yeah, that's good.
They get him in that real knockabout, bloody. The
Yeah,
set
there's-
where it's like, oh, we got some brunch and breakfast. There's juice on the table.
got a couple of pastries and a pitcher of orange juice.
Yeah. Which, or just probably gets tipped into a bin after they fucking
I
do it.
hope that.
Is this on the
the
Sunday
PAs get
Footy
to eat
show?
it?
With-
Yeah.
yeah. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Can't dance, sit down. have a
They've got
pokey,
great
mate.
women on Channel
What's it
9
called?
as
It's
well.
called Turn It Up.
Is that what it's called?
Turn It Up.
Turn it out.
Turn it up. That's good. I love that.
But yeah, Channel 9, they've got Danica's great.
Danica does a good job. I'll tell you who's
Emma
great.
Lawrence.
My cousin,
Well, Jimmy Bracey, not a woman. But,
JB, James Bracey. No, I'm just going to say just 9 personalities.
Yes.
Yeah, but James is probably best in class, I'd say.
Oh, across the board.
For that role.
Yes.
For that role.
You got to tee
as
up
host.
him on here.
Yeah, I had a beer with him.
We were all mad. Where were we after or something? And we were all.
It was after the
fucked.
Manly Roosters semi.
Yeah, that's right.
And I went and
fucked
saw.
up.
Not a time
baby.
for me to go meet James.
No, I
Bracey.
went and saw James after. And
Well, you know who
You brought
went?
Tobler
You know who
along.
went?
Yeah, I brought Tobler along.
Tobler.
Tobler and I met James at the Harbour Diggers and had a couple of schooners, and then
How did Tobler go? How did he represent?
no, he
himself?
represented the podcast well.
Okay.
He didn't overplay his hand.
No, he did
He
really,
started
really
asking
well.
Bracey for his number and shit.
No, he did really, really well. And then we got the courtesy bus back to James's, and James politely said, Tobler, this is where you continue on your journey.
Yeah.
And
Is that what he said?
My cousin and I are going to continue having a drink with his wife at
Yeah,
his
so you,
place.
just, so you just pushed.
Thank you so much, Tobler.
Tobler,
It was
thank you
beautiful.
so
No,
much.
How did he
presented
bring that
himself
up?
so well.
Like,
Did he linger for a
No,
second
I
though
think
before
there
you
was,
need to like let
I
him
think,
know?
you know,
Tobler wanted to come up. let's
Tobler
be
wanted
honest.
to come.
little familial kind of telepathy.
Yeah.
A little
Is
like-
the last name Bracey?
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
not.
this is a family get together.
If it's not,
Thank you so much. No, but Tobler presented himself very, very well. Certainly was a great ambassador for the podcast.
Oh, well,
And
we
I've
like
told,
to
I've told
hear that.
James to come on. He'd like to. It's him finding time. He's so busy, you know. He does the.
that's
No,
we've heard that
everything.
before.
We've heard that. Don't give me that, James.
But no, I'll put the word on him.
Don't you give me that,
when I
James
see him
Bracey.
soon.
Your beautiful smile.
And it doesn't
your
need to be the
approachable
hard
manner.
word just yet. But
No, not yet.
No, not at all.
but I
No, he's
There'll be a hard
excited.
word,
He's
though.
a-
There will
be a hard
He's a fan
word
of you guys.
required.
I know that for a fact. So,
have we met James? Did we
No.
meet him at the races?
No.
No.
Never met James.
well, let's try and have a beer with him.
Let's do that. I'd love to have a beer with James.
One of the great blokes. Absolutely.
That
absolutely.
probably seems like we'll have a Japanese lager.
We'll have
be
a
great.
Japanese lager with James, and then we'll go
We'll go over to God's country and
get on the podcast.
sit down somewhere and
Yeah.
have
like
a couple
it.
of beers in the
Sneakily start
sunshine.
recording. Why don't we bring the podcast gear over and we go, hey, mate, we'll set up at the stage.
What's this? No,
Yeah, and just team up to say fucked up things and go, gotcha.
Gotcha.
that'd be good. No
Yeah,
worries,
that'd be
James.
good. That'd be
Good
good
for
for
the
brand
But he
Hello
rips,
Sport.
dude. James rips on Channel 9.
Great bloke.
Punters and dribblers, I urgently need to remind you of the importance of turning Japanese this silly season, this slipping season. And the way to do that is with Japanese lager. 4 pints Japanese lager, to be precise, Edward.
Pairs well with being horizontal as well, Tom, which
Yes,
I
it
think is
does.
important to bring up.
Yeah.
Because when you're horizontal, especially in horizontal season, you need a beer that's going to cut it.
Yeah.
It's going to cut it with that sort of angle.
Well, it plays with horizontality.
Exactly. Like, not everything can play at 190, or is it 90 degrees or 180?
180 would be horizontal, buddy.
Yeah.
90 would be
Not
standing
all
up.
beers can cut it at 180.
No.
They can't.
No, they can't.
They're more like 90-degree guys.
Well, because there are certain beers that will sit in the depths of your stomach and make you want to die.
Yeah, and just remind you about...
You've got heaps of
Their
beer inside you,
existence,
and,
yeah.
and I'm not playing well with the horizontality of the moment. That is not 4 pints Japanese lager, which you can get in case or in six pack. I'd encourage a case, because what it means, Edward, is that you don't need to go back to the store for a longer period of time.
Geez, that's smart.
I know,
Who came up with that?
I did.
Nice.
Yep. So get around them.
Where is Jim Maxwell still doing the whole
yeah.
dulcet tones thing?
It's
Yeah.
going to be Jim Maxwell and Buff Lehman for this summer on ABC Grandstand Cricket.
Did you listen to the Grey Cricketer Boys on there?
No, I haven't, but they do halftime on day 2.
But have you seen that?
I saw a little clip on ABC. They put something.
some of those are a couple of clips. Hilarious.
Well, yeah, because they are. They're fucking best
They
in
are
class.
fantastic.
They're
those
best
guys.
in class. There's no two ways about it.
Pezza does this bit about like, you know, sayings and shit when you're playing, what gets you going. He's like, mine's fire up. And he's like, you know, when you're standing at short cover and a 37-year-old bank manager's coming in for his 17th over, bowling 95k stump to stump. And then someone points like, fire up, boy. Oh no, lift.
I think you guys were talking about it the other day on the podcast about especially Gideon Haig and Pete Lawler.
Yep.
And how they're so loquacious.
Oh, bro.
Like their
Yeah.
That's a good word for them.
Oh, perfect word for that.
Yeah, their ability to wax lyrical and use the most their command of the English language is kind of unbridled.
Well, it's almost poetic the way they talk about it, and it's fantastic. And they are just so fucking obsessed with cricket. I was listening to the most recent one, And Pete Lawler's talking about like, oh yeah, me and the Ponsford family, we do this thing every once in a while. We like drive out of the fucking town to Victoria, some regional Victoria, and we all just go and have a game of cricket. And I'm like, you guys are so fucking obsessed with this sport, and I love it.
But
I'm
also
like, they just go and sit there. They've probably got a bunch of sandwiches made in an esky.
Yeah.
And there's just some old bird there. One of them mums who's like, I'll score.
Yeah.
And they
I'll
just go and
score.
sit in a fucking park in the middle of nowhere to be quiet as fuck.
It'd be so hot.
Hot Australian silence.
But
And just
they
like the sound
also-
of animal insects.
Just cicadas and
shit.
that's it. No, but I think the grade cricketer boys are kind of their command of the English language is fantastic as well,
Yeah,
and
yes,
then
it
their
is.
ability is they're really great. But then they also have that kind of more larrikin side than Gideon and Peter Law. Not to say they're not larrikins,
No, they're not at all.
but like
They're cricket nerds.
they're taking on, not that they're passing the baton on at all, but they're kind of existing in that little bit just below them in terms of ability to converse very well, but then also the kind of funny
What they do is
character side of it.
They Pez and Higos talk like us, whilst also being able to speak intelligently,
Exactly.
like them. Yeah, exactly. But they are able to, and then they convey a lot of the subtext, the humorous subtext of like what it is to play cricket. And whereas Gideon and
the
Pete Lawler
themes and the
are
themes
like
around
are
it.
talking like beautiful imagery and poetry,
yeah.
and like, you know, Gideon's like, oh, next time you're in WA, or he's like,
He went to the wheat
yeah,
belt.
he goes. Gideon's like,
He went to the wheat
he
belt.
goes,
He's
I
talking
actually
about
stayed on in Western Australia for a couple extra days. Went to the wheat belt. You have to go.
You've got to go. These towns like Northern and
Yeah,
fucking
I
somewhere.
went to an old motor museum.
Yeah,
and
he said, and I said to myself, "What a fantastic place to put this!" I'm like,
And
that's
do you
the
know-
sort of thing I
do you know-
drive past.
Yeah,
bro.
but
You know
I'm
what?
listening.
I reckon I went to the same place in the middle of the year. I went out to the wheat belt in east of Perth.
Was that for
in the middle
work
of
as
the year.
opposed to just
for
like
work.
I'm hanging out for the election?
No, for work. I was there for work, but the place I was in had a motor museum.
What was it called?
A place called York.
Yes, that's it.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Yeah.
Beautiful country town.
Yep, York.
About an hour and a half or so east of Perth. We got there at perfect timing because the canola was out. Just
Gideon would have fucking loved.
he
that.
would have loved the canola. He
Gideon
missed
was-
it by a
Gideon
couple
would
of
have
months.
touched himself.
But it was absolutely glorious. York, beautiful town. Shout out to the Imperial Hotel.
Yeah.
And everyone there.
And
It was
the
great.
motor
The
museum.
set was in. It was fantastic.
Which Gideon was coming.
Giddy
in
for,
advance
bro.
of that.
Yeah, the York Motor Museum. I popped
was
in and
giddy,
said,
mate.
said hello.
Yeah. Oh, geez, the old tricycle got from bloody.
Do you know what they've got there? They've got Crocodile
Something to Melbourne in
Dundee's.
33
old-
hours.
38 hours, and you can just imagine the roads.
Yeah,
and
right. That was actually pretty impressive.
yeah, and there wouldn't have been much focus on the suspension.
But I'm listening to this going like, I've stepped into like a new era of my life where I am just like bathing in this boring chat. And what I mean boring in the sense
not-
like
it's not.
boring. That's but
But
it
you've
is.
got to be at a different
if
stage.
I was 24.
You can't be putting pingers in your ass and
you
enjoying
can't
that
be
shit.
shelving pingers and enjoying this stuff, right? It's post that era. It just is.
It just is.
And
No,
I
it's,
mean,
it's slow TV.
when I say boring,
You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
mean it in actually
People
boring.
aren't listening to that if they'd been to Dom Dollar the night before
No,
in their gumboots
Nah, sticking a couple of doms
with
in their
fucking
doms,
Hawthorne
You know what I mean? There's no way.
anesthetic up their nose. You know what I
No.
mean? There's just no
Took
way.
a couple of dollars up their dom, probably.
Yes,
Correct.
exactly.
Correct.
But I've moved into that phase. Like I was quite taken when he said, "Well, next time you're driving up from Melbourne to Sydney, instead of
go-
going up the highway, it's quite boring.
Yeah.
You know, take the first left and cut through the hills."
Yeah.
Thought fucking up.
Absolutely.
Snowy mountains.
Snowy mountains. Yeah.
Yeah. Mate,
More
I
to
trust,
see.
that's what I mean. When I say boring, I'm like, I was driving around to meet Steph at a cafe and I took like a bit longer because I was like, I'm just here for this. Tell me more about the wheat belt, Gideon.
Yeah, Cricket Out Al, it's great stuff.
Cricket Out Al,
I'm
they got a
I'm
Substack.
subscribed to the
Yeah,
Substack, mate.
yeah.
I'm in. I'm
No,
all
I
the
got to
way
get
in.
on the Substack.
I'm all the way in because they write well. That's what they do.
Do you know what Substack is?
Absolutely not.
No, I didn't think so. But it's basically just like subscription journalism.
Okay, right.
Yep.
And
It doesn't
Hey.
need to, doesn't need. It's not always free, but like it is
no,
essentially.
No,
sometimes
but
it's free, sometimes you pay for it. But so Gideon and Lawler no longer write.
They fucked off in the
Fairfax
Australian.
or-
No. So they just now do it themselves.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Which I was impressed with, to be honest, because gentlemen of their vintage typically would sort of balk at something.
Well,
like
I think they do it. I think maybe it's under the. I don't want to speak for this setup here because I have no idea, but under some sort of guidance and tutelage from Pez and Higos.
Good to see Gideon and Peter just taking a step into the brave new world of content creation.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Good on them.
and loving it.
No, loving it.
They must have a certain freedom, like after having
Well, you can write however you
do
want.
whatever you want.
Yeah, say whatever you want. You're not tied to any
Corporate
corporate
overlord.
pig dogs.
And they've watched a lot of cricket.
So much cricket.
Just so much cricket. And that's as well, I think, what I've found interesting about that first test is people that have watched a shitload of cricket, like those gentlemen, like Pez's dad, they were just awestruck with Bumrah's first 6 overs, his first spell.
I full disclosure, I didn't see a ball of the first test. I was indisposed at a wedding for the weekend, and kind of sounds like I didn't want to see.
No,
a
you
ball of the
didn't.
test
I was
match.
surprised that you didn't even just like have it on in the other room.
No, it was like no reception. We were out there. We were celebrating love, family stuff.
Hey, listen, I get it. I'm just saying, like, just check if it's just check.
There was, I think
on.
there was like oh, what's the score? And that was about it.
Yeah.
That was
I'm
about
a
it.
big, and I think I'm speaking for the nation here. When you have obligations of any matter, especially as it pertains to cricket though as well, it's like if there's cricket on and you've got something you got to be doing, just in the background, just somewhere. Find a place where it's like, I can walk into this room and it's here. This is where cricket exists, and then I just leave.
Yeah.
And you'll sit down and talk to someone that you've never met for a couple of overs.
Yes.
You shoot the shit, you know?
I think because
and then you fuck off again.
Yes.
the first day that we were getting there, and then it was all right. And then once, I think when we batted, well, we batted second, and we got rolled allegedly. I think everyone was a bit like, okay, maybe we don't need to have it on all the time.
Yeah, maybe we don't
That-
sully the fucking this nice energy. Of,
Yeah, exactly. I think
that's
that might have been a bit more of the attitude taken of
That's
like,
probably fair enough because it was depressing.
Exactly,
Yeah, it was depressing.
and that was not the atmosphere.
I wonder
of the
how we're
weekend.
going now as this airs. You know, when this
If
is
we're
airing.
not
yeah.
if we're not going well, I'll be fucking ropeable.
Well, yeah, they're giving Marnus another shot. They're in the paper today. Crash Craddock was like, well, Marnus actually, shockingly enough, is the best batter, has the best stats to Bumrah of any batter in our top six. Because Bumrah's got him out once. But I'm like, yeah, what about like recent history in just terms of like how did he look last test or the preceding tests where he wasn't facing Bumrah? Like, who gives a fuck?
When's
you
it
see-
start? Friday?
Friday. Did you see he's gone? He went back to like his old childhood net with a friend,
Just get
Labuschagne,
fall back into
Oh,
to try
really?
and get back into
So, yeah, like a bit of a... he's
find
got-
him because he's lost himself.
Right.
That's the general consensus.
I wonder where the mushrooms is probably something you should be looking at.
You don't think going back to your old nets?
I think childhood net,
No, I think childhood
childhood
nets.
memory stuff.
That's something.
But I think if you had some psychedelics to maybe make you feel like you really were a child again in that net, I just think that could potentially help. We
what does it do for
what-
the hand-eye though?
Mate, to be honest, I actually
Honestly, you're probably
reckon
seeing
it
them like
helps.
beach balls.
Yeah. I have never tried, and honestly, maybe I will this Friday. But like,
You sure? Okay.
yeah.
Well, we'll test.
yeah, we'll see. But
I'll be shocked.
But
put it that way.
no, yeah. But I've never tried any hand-eye stuff on mushrooms. But there's been times when I've been on them and I've been in nature and I've been like, I couldn't be more aware of what's going on right now. And like, if you were to just like throw a ball at me, maybe I do fucking lunge out.
Also,
and
what's
take a
more
screamer.
natural than leather, natural fiber, willow, natural fiber?
mushroom, naturally occurring.
I'm hearing you.
Full of nature.
I'm hearing you. I get it. I don't know if he was on
Are we there
mushrooms though.
yet? That's the
Well, has cricket reached that point yet?
yeah. have
Is
we-
cricket ready for psilocybin? I don't know whether they are.
My gut feeling is no.
No, yeah. How would Gideon go with a handful of the good stuff?
Well, Gideon's seemingly quite progressive, you know.
Well, he's certainly in
To
a
turn you
progressive
back
medium.
on old media like that,
Yeah.
you know.
Mushrooms et al.
To turn you back on the old establishment.
I don't
Is that
mind.
it?
So he's gone back to his childhood nets.
Yeah. It was in punters and
where did he grow
dribbles,
up
I'm
in
sure it was.
Brisbane?
Someone back me up on that.
And he has got an old mate, and he's like, "Hey, can you?"
And his old man
take
was
it-
doing like taking
can you
throwdowns.
take a couple of days off work and just
Yeah, get me ready.
Throw down,
Get me
yeah,
ready,
you
throw
need a couple
down.
of days.
yeah.
He needs probably a couple of days. You
And
need
I think
to
it was
get
written
some
like
leave.
it's the best he's looked.
Well, he's getting throwdowns by his mate in a fucking net. You'd imagine he's not going to be looking too bad.
The best he's looked recently.
In a fucking
Net
net, though.
from his
Hey,
mate.
I'm not reading into it. I'm relaying
Who's
information.
down there watching it? Like, or is he invited media down to watch him have a fucking net in his childhood nets with some guy
Or
called
someone's
like
just stumbled
Trev?
past it. and
Or it
gone,
could have been old
"Saw
mate
Marnus having a
Steve.
net."
Yeah.
Steve's down there with his boy and he sees Marnus in the net.
Oh, what? And Steve's like, Marnus has never looked better if you believe me.
That front foot defense was.
Yeah. He actually was playing shots. And I'm not here. I'm not anti-Marnus here. It sounds like
it.
Well, it sounds like I'm angry at him. And whilst I'm happy for a childhood net, I'm also like, is that going to do it? You'd fucking want to.
Are we loading something up here? Nah.
Not yet.
Sweet Cody Totes.
It's good to see him. I was saying to Cody just before.
Here we are.
go.
So what's that? So, I can't read that. Tom, you read that for me.
Oh, yeah, I'll give it a go. This is from Robert Craddock. Crash, love him. Marnus Labuschagne returned to his happy place today with his best mate hurling him down at the other end. It's only the Nets, but he looked better. Jesus Christ. Significantly more intent than Perth, which of course there has to be. Crash, he's in the Nets. Significantly more intent than Perth.
Oh, there's intent there.
Oh, yeah.
There's intent there.
It was one shot? It's one shot.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
it's just one ball.
That looks great.
That's
Load up for a
comments?
ton.
Yeah.
Please read
Load up on Marnus for a ton.
And I imagine his mate's got plenty of Jasper about it.
Yeah. He comes from that same awkward angle.
Yeah.
He's got the wanger working at that awkward angle, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Mate, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, get the comments up.
Well, back him in for a ton. I would love one of these, please, mate.
Just the comments. Hitting him well in the nets, I love it. That front foot ain't moving far. He gets the length ball from Boomer and it's all over again.
I love Pete Pistol, knowing that it's all over.
Lol, stop the PR. He isn't good enough.
Yeah, sure. I mean, all these people on. Thank you. All these people on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm sure they know exactly what they're talking about as well.
Yes. Yeah. No, everyone does.
But that's the beauty of cricket. Is that everyone has an opinion.
And also, you're going to be right at some point because someone's going to score heaps of runs, and then they are going to not score runs.
But for example,
It's
I think
Schrodinger's
cricket,
batsman, really. Like it's
Schrodinger's
he's scored a ton and also got a golden duck at the same time right now.
Right now.
Yep.
That's Schrodinger's bat.
He's Schrodinger's number 3.
Seriously, shout out to Schrodinger. But because there's such time between every ball, everyone formulates their own opinion. Oh, I'm not liking what I'm seeing here, mate. You know what I mean? As opposed to rugby league, there's so much going on that sometimes I just go, I don't know what I'm watching, to be honest.
Is he making his tackle?
Whereas what you're saying, cricket gives me enough time just to at least think that I know what I'm saying.
The only thing in rugby league is...
And you got to fill the dead air with conversation, and invariably it's about
how we look at
how we're
where's his
doing.
intent? Saw him in the net.
Where's his intent? Where's the intent I saw in his childhood net the other day on X?
That one shot.
Where's that gone?
Yeah. That's the dumbest tweet I think I've seen. Like,
has Crash Craddock got? Is he less relevant than he was? I feel like he was everywhere.
I don't know whether that, like, there was a period there where he was on heaps of sort of TV and stuff.
Yes.
So they used to do Cricket 360. Remember that? Which I miss.
Cricket 360.
Straight after Day's Play, straight into it. And I'm like, there's not enough post-cricket rap.
I don't think there is
none.
either. No.
I have to wait for grade cricket to come out with their daily, and that's not on them. It takes time to produce. It's all them doing it. Nothing live is done. SEN had a little one that was a wrap after one of the days. Then the next day, it was just a Crash Craddock interview on a radio station for 10 minutes.
Do you think there's just no
ABC
way?
Grandstand.
Do you think just there's no? I mean, Test Match Special in the BBC do that.
Dude,
They
when we
always do
play
like
it,
but
it's so
that's
good.
only,
do like
it's
a
only
half
England,
hour,
though. It's probably my
40-minute thing.
favourite.
It's really great.
Hearing to Pommy Payne just
It's
gets me through the day.
But do you think it's because, look, they've been on air for 7 hours? What else is there to say?
Okay, but it's not about...
Like they need to go...
No, but there needs to be
no.
a summation.
There needs to be a summation of the day's play.
Yeah.
And if you're the people who do the final overs of the day's play, maybe you don't have to stick around and wrap the whole day. It's like two other people who have sat out. They come in fresh. Yeah. You do a half an hour wrap of the day's play.
Maybe you start late. Maybe you start a little later.
You start a bit later. A couple of interviews. Triple M do one, but it's not enough.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little boundary rope interview at halftime.
A couple of interviews down
Just
the players.
take the Test Match special.
Yeah.
Rip that off.
Yes.
Exactly.
Just rip that off.
Every day.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Every day.
Go down, get someone, go into the sheds, get someone for a yarn.
You've got fucking all the accreditation you need. You've got everyone on the ground. Like,
Well, it's just pure laziness,
yes,
really.
it is. And that's why when cricket...
Half an hour is all you're looking for, isn't it?
That's all
I'll
you
take
need.
20 minutes.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
it'll take 20. And then if everyone does it, there I'm filling up an hour and a half of just everyone saying the same thing.
But no one's doing it.
No.
That's
except
the problem.
Great cricketer.
Yeah, but they generally do it out the front, and it takes a bit later to come out.
And they aren't getting interviews and shit. That's just their rap.
And it's just the two of them, maybe with their producer whose name escapes me, but
Charlie.
You know, why aren't people with the rights to it doing it?
Yeah. It's kind of spitting in our face. You've got the rights. And also, like...
And you've only got 25 days of this every summer.
Dude. And you've paid all this money for the rights. Like, milk the fucking thing.
Milk it.
But the same can be said of things like State of Origin.
We do. We say it every year.
Every year. It needs to be something right after Origin.
Afterwards. And it's dropped as a podcast.
Yeah.
Rap that night. Channel 9.
Also, Channel 9, bless you, but spending a lot of my time overseas, especially during Origin period, I'm not getting enough on my YouTubes after the State of Origin.
No.
I'm just not.
You're just not. And it's so easy. You're doing it all. Just clip it up and put it up as a whole thing.
I just want to see the whole hour after the final whistle.
Because after the final whistle goes, I'm probably playing a game of pool. I'm having a couple of, I'm having a rum and coke with the boys. Japanese lager. I've got my mind on other things. But when I get home,
exactly,
that's when I need it.
When I get a shower into me and I get in bed.
Yep.
Maybe have a vegan gummy, and I sit there and I go, okay, now I want to know what Phil Gould has to say about it. And let me sit there and listen to Gus debate with Cam Smith, and then have a disappointed either
or maybe or Joey on Cam.
Yeah.
Sometimes Joey goes mute, but when you get him speaking.
Or you get Joey talking. When Joey's non-verbal sometimes after a game, which is usually results-based.
Yeah. Well, it's always results-based.
It's always results-based.
They had little good clips of him and Cam Smith in the commentary box, like writing some tries in it must have been game 2. It was pretty great.
If I was like the head
when Bradman Best scored, there's some great footage of Joey.
I reckon, Eddie, you and I, and we would obviously be doing it for astronomical fees. And whether they would actually pay us or want us would be a completely different story here. But I think you and I, much like, well, not much like, but similar to, say, Elon and Vivek in terms of getting in there and just getting rid of...
Like a Doge, Department
but content
of
Doge.
Government Efficiency.
Exactly. But ours is Department of Content Efficiency.
Yep. And we go in as highly paid consultants and we just tear these fuckers apart.
What the fuck are you doing here? This is now how you need to do it. Non-negotiable. Bang. See ya.
Yep.
We'll take our money and go now. We go to the next place.
Yeah.
Because it's just not that fucking hard.
I think
why wasn't Freddie in the 8th podcast?
For like years.
Let's start there.
And I'd bump into people from Channel 9 who are like, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This guy's like, I bumped into a guy at the Lord Roberts. The guy just started in the Channel 9 podcast, right? And I go, dude, listen.
Freddie in the 8th podcast.
Listen. No, I was like, if State of Origin, if the post-game rap from State of Origin isn't turned into a podcast this year, I'm going to make it a point to do it myself and put it up on Hello Sport. Yeah. I'm going to just rip the whole fucking thing.
And you can take that well done from your higher ups.
Well, he goes, listen, I have just started and I'm not really in a position to make those decisions. I go, listen, that's all I'm asking you is just to fucking
show some initiative.
Just bang the drum, dude. Bang the drum.
No, but there's an opportunity here to show your initiative, as Luke's just said. Get in there.
We should be doing this.
And make yourself seen.
Yeah. Come into
strong, bold ideas.
With great ideas.
Yeah. Great ideas. Bold ideas.
Bold.
Yeah.
They've got to be bold and great, but bold.
Greater State of Origin recovery for a safer nation.
Yes. I think then this year, if they don't do it, unfortunately, one of the producers will be up late, turning it into a podcast.
Which we don't want to do.
Well, we're not going to do it.
I mean, but I don't want to have to force them to do it, but I will for the good of the nation.
For the good of the nation, for the good of the people, for the good of the punter and the dribbler, we're going to just rip all of it and go, here you go, here's Channel 9's coverage, they refuse to podcast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's only the jewel in the crown of Australian sport. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not a big deal or anything.
No. And what we're going to do is sell our own ads into it.
Yeah, I'll fuck off. I know that. There'll be ad spots. There'll be like 5 or 6 of them.
Monetize.
Yeah. No, we'll be selling ads into this thing, but that's actually
Mate, I'm going to fill the post roll.
Yeah. Oh, shit, yeah. Everything. Filled to the brim. It's just too easy. That's why.
It's too easy. It's
then if you start doing it...
Hey, if you don't like making money, if you're not interested in it, that's fine.
Yeah.
But some of us are.
Some of us are into it. But I'm
not just money.
I'm actually more into content. That's all I'm into.
Yeah. But I mean, if you can turn a buck, then turn it.
Yes.
I'd probably listen to it more than once. because I'd wake up the next day.
Oh, because you wake up and realise how pissed you were the night before.
Yeah,
exactly.
I
No, but watch the next day, and then
I fell asleep listening to it. I got to go back.
I mean, because I'm high for days, weeks after
Yes.
a state of origin victory for New South Wales, like weeks.
Yes.
I go back and watch stuff on repeat, and I would watch the post match like months later. I'd watch it
no,
again.
for sure. I want to go back. And
I'd
just
remember
relive
the
it.
ecstasy I felt when
All the
Bradman went down the
interviews.
wing.
All the fucking in the sheds.
Special.
Joey walking around and bloody,
Yeah.
talking to some young
Yeah.
Polynesian guy who's a bit shy around the camera and he's trying to force himself on him. You know what I mean? That's nice. What's that look for?
In a commentary sense, force himself on
Well,
him.
yes, of course. No, not.
Although he probably does secretly want to force himself on him because they've just won.
Well, exactly.
You know?
We're all excited at that
It
point.
was just unbridled excitement.
Yep.
No, I'm completely with you.
got-
That was probably the most, I would say, my most pure. It was the most pure win I've experienced for the state.
It was glorious.
Yes. Yeah.
I was overseas for it. I was in England for it, game 3 especially, and game 2 we won. And then this English mate of mine, he goes, "Hey, do you want to come and watch the third Origin with me at this pub down here?" I was like, "Dude, I can't be in public.
Yeah.
I can't. There's no way I can be in public watching this third state of Origin
No.
match. Like, I'm going ballistic.
Yeah.
I'm going absolutely thermonuclear on this." And I just watched it in my apartment, pacing around, like jumping up and down, and then afterwards having to apologise to the lovely Irish couple that live below me, going, "No one got murdered. We won. It's okay."
We won. Well, Queensland got murdered, but
Queensland
that's
got murdered, but
Well,
it's all
fuck
good.
yeah, they did.
They did.
I mean, that was as tense a first 65 minutes as
Oh,
I've ever
God.
Dude, you
experienced.
were pacing around like
my
we were
God.
streaming, so you couldn't walk, but it was just edge of your seat. Could not move.
Specifically watching it on my phone so I could pace.
Yeah.
It was so glorious and so hectic and so intense. My heart just banged non-stop, 180, 190, 195.
Speaking of watching it post-game and marinating in the victory and all that stuff and all the content, I watch the game. Obviously, I hate to say this, but I have to watch it not with you guys doing your live
Mate,
stream.
of course not.
But then what I go back and then for the next week, just whack on your stream of it and relive it through you guys for the next week.
That was powerful.
That was powerful stuff, dude. We went full Lebanese.
That was the one, right? No, that was game 2.
No,
We went Lebanese game 2 and game
three
and
was-
then game 3.
No, Lebanese hectic for game 2. And then he wasn't there game 3, so we became Lebanese game 2.
Well, we got the fades, we got the drum, we had the
for the food.
arak as well.
The arak, not rak. Arak, that's a Lebanese drink that
Yep.
tastes lovely.
Tastes good. It'll put it as
Aniseed
your
based
chest.
kind of thing.
I don't know. Look, I was being a bit generous there. It didn't taste great. It
It's
tastes
heavy.
nice
It's-
one
It
sip.
tastes like victory.
Mate, it's not too bad.
It
It's pretty,
fueled the
it's
win,
pretty heavy
but
going.
it's tough.
But, all those things culminate into probably the best night of my life.
Yep.
It's not quite a 4 pints Japanese lager.
No, it's bloody not a 4 pints Japanese lager, Luke.
Great plug, Luke.
Great plug. Available at all good bookstores. Oh, fuck.
It's really good stuff, this. I really enjoy it.
No, it is. It's good.
Absolutely love it.
It's
Sessionable.
Yep. Very sessionable. Very sessionable indeed. How long are you back here for?
Look, undetermined. I can get a job and have to go away somewhere, but I'm planning on being here for a good while.
Just a glorious Australian summer.
Yeah.
The second you got back and you sent a photo to the boys being like, yeah, just have a go at me and just out on the bloody Newport Bowls, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
squirter of a day. You brought
Yeah.
the heat.
It was great. It's been glorious basically ever since I've been back. A little bit of raining on the weekend, but
Well, a little bit. It was fucking
yeah, but after
flood
a
city.
whole week of absolute heat and humidity, it was a nice little flush, and then you get back to the heat. It's absolutely glorious.
Yeah.
But no, it was like my first day back. I went and played club comp down at the Bowls with my old man. And
So can you just walk straight into club comp?
well, yeah, because I normally am a member of Newport Bowls because I've been away since my membership came up, so I wasn't able to. But because Dad's a member, I can come in as a guest. And
Is it sort of doping when they bring in someone who's like able-bodied compared to all the old fucks? In the
No, because the thing, what I've learned about bowls is when they've got the, when the guys have and girls have like kind of lost their mobility to get low and go, and they've got the they call them the AK-47s.
that extension piece.
Yeah, and they just kind of roll it, and they call them AK-47s because they're deadly. So because they can get such control on their release on them, they're actually, like our captain of that team, he was clutch. He came in with so many final like balls and just coming in right on the jack, just with his AK-47, just whooshka,
Could
perfect.
we, like, I mean, I've got,
Because
I
the
can
release
barely,
out of the hand's more pure.
It's more pure. You can get it on the exact trajectory you want.
Yes.
And for some reason, they reckon they're
no,
they're
that
pretty
kind of
deadly.
makes sense. Like, you're not dealing with just the natural,
hand and
the
this
natural
and that, yeah.
ridges of the fingers.
Yeah.
And how you're holding, how you're gripping it.
Because
moisture.
not that I'm a big bowler, I haven't bowled
We should go for a roll.
we should
that
do.
often, but we bowled at Clavelli recently, me and a couple of friends, and I noticed that. Sometimes your release is off. You're like, I
Yeah.
didn't put it there.
Honestly, it happens every now and then where you're just going, that's not what I did.
No.
No.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
I swear.
How did that
I swear.
happen? How
Got
the
the
hell
thing
did
back
that
to
happen?
front,
Yeah,
it
that's
fucks off.
it shoots off the other way.
Oh no, you got to. I love it when if you roll the wrong bias, you've got to go ring a bell.
Oh,
Do ya?
really?
Yeah, at the end of the roll.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
That's nice. Shame.
Is the bell ringing often?
No, they're pretty good down there.
You get, well, it's a more way to tell when someone's losing it. Bit, you know what I mean?
Nah, it's
They
a good
keep
crew
ringing the
down there.
bell.
Oh, they take
I
you
love
at
it.
the back.
It's a great day. It's an absolute crack.
I'd love to go do it. I want to do it where, like, when what we used to do in the day, back in like our early 20s, post school, where we would just go with a couple of joints and no shoes, and you'd just be on like a quiet bowls. Like you weren't going with like a big group, which is fun.
Yeah.
But with big groups, no one can really be fucked.
Come
You
up
know
to
what I mean? It's just like you just go for a quiet bowl, a couple of beers, and you're just grilled.
Honestly,
Just talking shit.
Come up
Like
and
Magellan.
because the what?
Is that the one near Bathurst?
The one up the road.
Yeah, the one up the road. Very cold though when we were up there. Not a lot of shorts.
You got to come because at Newey it's fantastic. It's perfectly open to the nor'easter, so you get this lovely breeze through. It's not still and stinking hot right off the ocean.
Love an nor'easter.
It's a hell of a day. Come on, let's go up and do it.
Well, listen, I will. It's
Let's
just,
go and do it,
I mean, it's I'm approaching like serious waiting game territory where like I can only sneak off for a couple of things at the moment, and they're dwindling fast. I was speaking in tongues when I got home on Thursday night.
I'm not surprised.
Steph was
we all
like
were.
laughing. She was like, she was like, what are you doing in the hallway? And I'm like, she's like, what are you even saying? She's laughing. And I'm like, oh, she was like, you aren't actually saying shit. And I'm like, I know, but I'm trying to say something and I can't believe it's not coming out that way.
I crashed at mum and dad's, and I think the next day mum goes, "What time did you get in?" I go, "I don't know.
I've got no idea.
I have absolutely Barclays. I don't know. I somehow got in a taxi. And
It was a
made
good
home.
old fashioned stink,
It was
wasn't
great.
it?
It was great. We caught up with some old mates from school on Thursday. It's great to see the boys.
But as I said on Monday pod, it was just the good old fashioned double bay rip as well.
It was
like
great.
the good old days.
It
Well,
was
it's tried and tested.
It was tried and tested. God, it
Oak
was good to see
dinner,
'em.
oak sheaf,
Yeah.
pokies, darts.
See you later.
Rums.
Can you please, sir? Can you please leave?
Sir, it's time for you to go. We've closed the front
Yep.
bar.
Thank you. Taxi.
Thank you so much.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You know you're in for a night when the rums come out. Like that used to be every night, not so much anymore.
No.
No, but they're good gear rums. They're
Yeah.
real good gear. They get you going.
The sugar fucks you up.
The sugar fucked me up the next day. That was the problem.
Yeah, you need
That's why you got to go the quarter. That's why you go the quarter Coke.
yeah.
quarter Coke.
Or you just go a tequila soda and make your peace.
But if all the boys are on rums and you want to be on them too,
I'll have
you got
one.
to shave the Coke out of it.
Yeah.
Because that shit will fuck you up on a night out.
Yeah. I'll have one because also after 1,000 schooners, you know, you need that little hit. It's getting a little furry on the pegs.
Oh, shit,
Couple
yeah.
of beers.
Yeah, you're too bloated. You're walking around like, you know.
I just need to stop what we're doing for a second, Edward.
Stop, drop, and roll?
Stop, drop, and roll because Ned's is on fire.
That's good, bro.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah. Get down low and go.
And
because
bet
Ned's is on
some-
fire.
Ned's on fire. And
Ned's is on fire.
I was at home Saturday with the girls and they were playing mummies
Yep.
dressed as like mermaids and shit.
That makes
And
sense.
I was out the back doing some yard work and I was just having a little how you going on the Ned's app. Couple of dogs, couple of pones, nothing crazy or responsible.
Any trots?
No trots.
You trotter?
I'm not a trotter, dude. I'm not knocking if you are, but they don't reach the octanes that I need to feel anything.
Well, you're a high octane guy. You're 98.
Yep.
Unleaded.
Yep. Hook it to me veins.
Obviously not a ute guy, so you're not a diesel guy, but that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a diesel guy. No, I'm not. That's fine. I was an EV guy for a little bit. Not the point. We're talking Neds. Shout out to him. Get on the profiles, give us a follow, and if you can have a punt, do it with them.
Hey.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. Oh, fuck, dude. I'm serious. My groin.
What have you done? What, from running?
I ran 10, which is probably clearly too far.
That's a hefty knock.
No, it's a good run.
It's too far for someone who doesn't look after themselves that well.
I don't
like-
run 10.
I like running 10. Like, I actually
It's
like
a long
it.
way.
It's not about what you like.
No, I know, but I'm
It's
just mean
about
like,
what you're capable of, buddy.
that's 10. Well, 10's, I mean, I'm capable, clearly, bro. I run 40.
Clearly not.
I run
You
40
can't
off
even
the rip.
fucking. You couldn't even squat down before.
That's because I've injured it.
yeah,
But I was
That's
running,
what I mean by capable.
Go look at me Strava, dude. I was running heaps of 10s. I clearly just didn't fucking prepare well enough.
How many times a week are you running 10?
Once, if I was doing
Once
it
a
all.
week?
But not even
No,
that
what he does is he won't run for 3 months and then he'll do
right.
3 10Ks in a week.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
But I mean, like, you can look at my Strava and it'll tell us like a slightly different story to that, which is thank God for Strava because I was going to listen to fucking Edward Simpson over here.
How slightly different would it be?
Well, you can go and look because I don't not run for 3 months and then run 3. I'm not running 10Ks 3 times a week. I can tell you that much. Either way, people,
You're injured.
I've done my groin, but now it's fucking referred. Everything's fucked. My glutes fucked. Everything's sore. I went and got a massage last
You got a physio?
night. No, I didn't. I went and got a massage from this.
Well, you got your groin rubbed.
No, I didn't ask for it because it was.
What was the point of the massage?
Well,
then?
because I was my shoulder and like a bit of glute work, but I couldn't ask this Thai man to get in here and work this out. It's just a bit too uncomfortable.
I got a massage in. Did I tell you about this one? I got my massage in Bali, and
You're scared of massages.
it was okay. I'm getting better with them, but I was getting one of the great groin rubs of all time.
By a man?
Woman.
See, that's the thing.
But I'm like, you must realise that you grazed my sack 4 or 5 times, right? Like you must have been aware.
Yeah, but
of that.
no, me and Steph were laughing
Is
about this
that what
yesterday. The social contract between the massager and the massagee is like
Masseuse.
whatever. Sorry, masseuse. But like you don't. But you don't give a fuck. Like, if you're just standing looking at this scene, I had a Thai man rubbing me down my entire body with oil, my ass, tucking a towel into my undies and shit. Like,
Yeah. Oh, so you wear undies? I was nude.
no, I'm not. I'm in undies. But he's rubbing me down, everything. Steph's like, I'll go to a massage parlor, or whatever you want to call it, and I'm getting rubbed down by men. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in there with a man putting oil all over my body and rubbing me completely. And she's like, but I don't feel weird at all. But if it was someone you worked with doing that to you, like, you just suspend. It's a very intimate thing that you're doing with someone.
Again, my sack was getting rubbed near to death.
I can't look at them. So, like, as in, that you get in there, you lay face down, you don't see them, they come in and then they start getting
Well, you
work.
close your eyes.
Well, no, you're laying face down. And then when you roll
So you
over,
wear undies. I find that odd.
they ask you to wear them.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they say keep your undies on and they come in.
In Bali, it was like, take them off.
I mean, listen, that's
cultural.
Bali. It's a cultural thing. Maybe it's about nudity. And again, this is a very fucking like busy massage place in Double Bay. I'm like, why would you want your undies off?
Yeah.
No, I mean...
Dude, one time,
Good man, he's
Boss was my old masseuse.
Is he gone?
He's gone. I asked for Boss last night, but I had a hole in my boxes and I didn't realise, and he has got me.
Oh, wow.
Like
pretzel.
fully cranking me, and I'm like, my sack's out. I can feel it.
What, he had your legs behind your head?
Dude, they get into their work. They worked me, but they didn't get into the bit that I needed because I hadn't been there for a while. And so, like, sometimes you get a girl, sometimes you get a guy, and whatever. But I hadn't been in there for ages, bit grilled, and it was a man, and it just, I felt a little bit uncomfortable.
You can relax.
And he's like, where do you want me to focus on? And I was like, really, sir? Like, I really want to tell you need to work my groin, something shocking, but I just can't. I can't do it to you. I can't do it to me.
Like
so
ankles and wrists.
just give me some
focus on
shoulder
them.
stuff. Do everything, but just maybe give my
Do you
shoulder
find
a go.
do you find a man uncomfortable?
Dude, I used to ask.
Generally speaking?
I used to ask for Boss. He was my guy, strongest hand.
But he was strong, though.
dude. He had some strong hands, but like Boss came highly recommended. Once Boss is gone, and I haven't been for a while, I just went, I'll get what I get and don't get upset. But then I got what I got, and I was a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's just nothing. I rarely, if ever, get massages. I don't know. It's just something
I know,
I just
it's
never. I
something
never
that's-
think of it.
Dude,
No,
Steph
I
gets
never
them all
think
the
of
time.
it.
No, people, you're either someone that gets them,
Yeah.
or you don't.
But the
I'm like
reason you
I'm
don't,
like on holiday at something, and it's like, oh, they do massages. Yeah, I'm like, okay, sure.
Same.
But I'm never. Oh shit! I need to go get a massage.
Nah, Steph will always tell me to go and get one because they actually are good stress relief as well as like actual. Like
Who told you when you're stressed?
She told me to go last night. She goes, "Go get a massage." I was like, "All right, fine."
Nice.
But if I'm at a hotel and they're like they do massage, I'm never like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." It's always Steph who like, "Let's go get a fucking couples massage."
It's never going to come to my mind to go and do that.
No.
It's not something I think of ever, if at all.
No.
But
then when you have him, dude,
yeah,
and you got a
Pretty
Thai
good.
guy who's like fully mounted you,
Big boss
fully
man.
on your back, knees into spine sort of stuff, feet.
yeah, because I'd need like I'd hate
So
it.
what is
I'd hate
that
it
one?
for just to be.
Thai
I'd need it.
massage?
I'd need it to really work some stuff because otherwise I just would feel weird having someone's hands lightly graze my skin for.
No,
45
so when you
minutes.
go and they go, how
I'd be really
hard?
frustrated.
No, you
hard-
gotta work knots out.
You got to ask for there's different, how hard you want it, hard, medium, soft, whatever. the
What
fuck.
do you get?
Go for it. and
Well,
I'll tell you to
I
pare
will
it back
say
if I
go
need.
for it, yeah, and I'll peg you back if you need to.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you go in there and you go, oh, listen, like, give me a sort of medium rare vibe, and then it becomes just like someone rubbing oil on you, and you're like, this is
I don't
fucking
need that
gross.
at all.
This is a gross,
Yeah,
sloppy
yeah,
rub.
Yeah.
It's
Now
like
I'm
you're
just-
trying to, it's like you're prepping me for the oven.
Yeah, exactly. You're basting me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I'm more fully will go to the physiotherapist because there's an issue and I need, I've been exercising and I need to have something kind of worked out. It's more like give me some dry needling and pull that over there so it is kind of fixed and I'm good
Joe's
to
a
go.
physio. Oh, Georgie.
Yeah, one of my sisters is. So that's just,
That's
a
handy
good
to
amount
have.
good amount of pain.
But I mean, would Georgie be giving you groin advice if your groin was sore, or would she go, I'll pass you on to Kev or who's someone in practice? Like,
No, I think it's a clinical thing there. She'd have other things to do. It would be like, we'll do some dry needling and it wouldn't have to be like, get in there. I think she's got other ways to do it because she's a physiotherapist, not a massage therapist.
well, no, of course.
So
I
she
don't
would
know.
have...
Maybe you need
Dry
to do that.
needling and acupuncture, are they the same thing?
They're different. Acupuncture is much more... I don't know as much about acupuncture. It's much more calm meridian line stuff, I think. But dry needling is specifically kind of getting into nerves and releasing nerves.
Right.
So like I swear by it. Like if there's something
Really?
wrong, absolutely swear by dry needling. It doesn't tickle, let me tell you that much.
Oh, really? Because it's just right in the nerve.
It is in the nerves and you can do it one way is you whack them in and you leave them there. You've got to leave them there and slowly it releases it.
Is that right?
That's like what old mate was doing on my shoulder the other day.
It's honestly, it's
okay.
elite. It's what fixes me for sure. If there's something wrong, I need dry needling and it fixes me for sure. It is like somewhat intense. Like you're lying there, you can't move. Like you move a little bit and you're getting really twinged because they're right on nerves. I had some done one time, and the way that this person did it, this physio did it, was they kind of whacked it in, and instead of leaving it, they kind of wiggled it around and did the release like straight away, and it was intense, but it fixed me right up. And like
Interesting.
leaving, the endorphin rush is quite intense because you've dealt with pain and all that. You kind of coming out, you've got to drink a lot of water afterwards because like I couldn't drive home straight away. I had to kind of like
Really?
yeah. You're a bit like, whoa, what happened there?
Okay.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's very, very good.
I've had no
It works.
experience with that at all.
I've done
Do all
acupuncture as
physios
well.
do dry needling?
No, it's a you learn it if you want to, but not all of them do it.
Yep.
But I've had acupuncture and dry needling, and for me, dry needling is a bit more like we're in to fix this now.
Yeah.
We're fixing this, and that's got to be fixed. Whereas I think acupuncture is somewhat
I don't like
more
acupuncture.
relaxation type. I don't.
You're not
I don't
in.
know.
Have you had it?
Yeah,
it's
I prefer the like
acupuncture's dumb.
Did you get it for your shoulder?
Not for not for this. I think I just got it once because I mean in pregnancy.
Wella's been getting it.
Yeah, Steph gets it all the time, or she used to at least. I don't know if she's just doing it less now because she's busy.
Not
but
my
like-
cuppa.
I went in there and
prefer
they
dry
stuck
needling.
needles in me, and I'm like, okay, so now what? Like it hurt. It sort of twinged when it went in. They put a couple in my ass, a couple in my back, or
put
my
them in your hand and
legs,
stuff, and you'll be like, what's
my
going
feet, and I'm like,
No, I'll
okay, dude, get me out of here. Steph's like, how good was that? I'm like, nah.
on? You know it's working with dry needling. You know it's doing something.
Yeah, right.
I'm a little bit like with acupuncture specifically. Who's coming up with that?
Well, listen, it's
Well, it's
something
thousands
that's,
of
it's
years old.
Yeah.
I understand.
East Asia.
I know, but I'm saying, Who's coming up with that originally?
Well, the same person who made, the same person who was creative enough to come up with the Pavlova. Like, it's just some people are creative. So you got to try shit, though. You didn't get the Pavlova first crack, did you? Do you think someone just made meringue? No way, dude. You got to have fucking time in the
Shout out.
You got to play a little bit of jazz.
Even now, with all we know, you've got to have a really unique skill set to make a pav of consequence.
Yeah, dude. People still
substance.
can't nail it.
Like, my mum's the only one in all our family that can make it properly.
Also,
Not easy.
it's my sister does it for Chrissy, and it's great. Shout out George. It's one of the all-time Pavlovas. But also, I wanted to know how much more difficult it was back when you didn't have turn the dial to 220.
And let it
And it
set.
was just a
mixer that
wood oven.
a wood oven.
and one of those things that like mixes for you.
Thermo
whatever.
mix,
Thermo
whatever.
mixes, whatever.
Tobler, can you see when the meringue
Cody's on
Cody?
the ones and twos.
when
When did
when's
meringue
when
get
did
invented?
meringue enter
And
our lives?
Pavlova.
Who was Mr. Meringue?
Yeah.
And when did he start whipping up eggs into an absolute
Well,
state?
she could have done it.
The invention
They.
of meringue in 1720 is attributed to a Swiss pastry cook named Gasparini.
Sorry.
Female or male?
I don't like
1720?
Gasparini.
Yeah.
1720 is a long time ago to like get the perfect peaks and have your oven at the absolute right temperature.
Dude, wouldn't you be like on the blower to the boys going, get around here right now. You
It's
have no
crunchy
idea
on the
what I'm
outside
doing,
and
but
soft on the
and
middle.
gooey on the, like, I have just fucking...
I've nailed this.
I can't even explain it.
I
Like,
had-
honestly, you're not going to just come round.
I'd used all my
now.
yolks. I had some leftover sugar. I thought, what happens if
What
I
do I
whack
do
this
if I
in the
just,
oven?
I'm trying to use everything, you know what I mean? I don't want to waste. I've got all this shit left over, and trust me, I've just fucking
I've nailed it.
Gasparini's a man.
There we go.
It's another one for the team.
Another invention for column doodle.
Listen. You want the inventor of meringue on your team.
Yeah, you do.
just do.
Yeah.
I love meringue.
Yeah, no,
I love Pavlova.
Yeah.
Tell you what I'm into, boys. While we're talking food.
Talking chili.
Cherry season.
Oh, yeah, I got cherries in the
It's
fridge.
cherry
dude.
season.
I got a
mate.
fridge full of them.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Need some.
stop talking dirty to me, bro.
Yeah. No, cherries
I
are in.
love cherries.
I had a couple of great mangoes on the weekend as well.
Mangoes
Oh, they're
are in.
coming in.
Yeah,
They're coming
mangoes
in.
are in.
Strawberries
cherries are in.
strawberries are working overtime. We
Strawberries
talked
pumping.
about that already.
Oh, yeah. No, listen, strawberries.
Blueberries
Strawberries are
always
pretty consistent.
blueberries always
Nah,
running
cherries where it's at this time of the year.
Yeah.
I need some. Probably
Dude,
going to
get
buy
some.
some on the way
Oh,
home.
yeah, you should get some fucking cherries, dude. Or at least put a little message in, a courtesy message into Pete and Leslie. Are you staying with them?
For the moment, I'll probably head out kind of next few days probably.
Oh, yeah?
It's just
We're gonna head out bush.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going to go fucking...
Sounds like you're
down
about
in
to pack a fucking.
Oh, you're going to move in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
yeah, my parents like loving it bits. It's so good to be there. It's just a little small. It's like not
I
designed
get
for
it. You're
three
an
people.
adult
Same
male.
pad.
Yeah. So it's just like not a huge place. So
Go and
it's
exist
kind of
within-
like hard to like
Well, it's hard to
navigate
masturbate.
3 people. Yeah. Hopefully.
Oh, I've tried there and it didn't fucking go too well.
Have you?
Yeah, of course, mate.
Hopefully
You
it's
got
hard
to
is
try
what
it
I was
everywhere. Yeah. No, I get that. I couldn't live with either of my parents. God love them. And I know that's not what you're saying. Yours is about the size of the domicile.
Yeah.
But I couldn't live with my parents. They
Yeah, and
just
like
annoyed
I've
me.
lived
I love 'em.
overseas since I was 20 years of age, so it's like
Dude, you're coming up on, not coming up on, but sort of like, you're not far away from 20 years.
yeah, I reckon I've spent
Well,
I'm not far off. I'm not far
15?
off. I'm not far off more time kind of being based out of the country than being based in it.
Well, how long have you been acting for? 15, 16 years?
Yeah, about that.
Or 18? You were 18, weren't you?
Oh, I started like the end of 08.
so you almost died in. So you're 18.
End of 08. Yeah, I was almost 19.
So it's almost been 20. I was almost 19.
But he's only 34. So
Yeah,
he's
16 years. So 16 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
still, it's almost 20.
No, it's good. I kind of
You take it.
Yeah.
You round up.
well, clearly.
Well, you don't round down.
Well,
You
you
never round down.
you're rounding up about 25%. But I'm
Yeah,
hearing
but that's what you do.
you. Yeah.
You never fucking
About
round.
a quarter.
yeah. I've
Huh?
done it, been doing it for a
It's
bit
actually
now.
20%.
Actually, yeah. Forget. You still think you haven't done anything. You still think you like. I don't know. Still think you just started. In a way.
Yeah.
I know a little bit. I'm slowly but surely realizing that I might have an idea of what I'm doing here. I'm moving into like that stage.
Where you at? Yeah, you've been around it long enough to
and I've like started
have an opinion you can trust or respect.
and I've started to kind of write a few things and move into that world, writing, producing, finding things, developing them, which has been really enjoyable, and hopefully like
Lots of work in that, and I'm not saying that in a disparate, like in a critical sense.
Oh yeah.
It's it's a lot.
Yeah, I've got one thing that I've been working on for a few years actually, and hopefully it comes to fruition and we can film it in the middle of this coming year. But that would have been like a kind of 5-year process from conception of idea to then shooting the thing, and then maybe another 6 months to a year after for it to be released. So
We
Move slow, that shit, huh?
yeah,
you just got to get it right, and sometimes it can move really, really quick. I don't know, like it
Just
I don't know.
depends.
That's kind of probably about an average. I don't
we
know.
want to write a rom-com, and we may have said this to you.
I
when
heard
you've
this
been on.
the other day. You want to try
We've
the
said it-
Christmas one?
we've
We've said
for a
it
while.
multiple times.
But
I mean,
I think what we've
I'd love to be involved.
discovered.
Yes.
We'd love you to be involved. I think what we've discovered though, Tom, is that through conversation and through ideation that you start to work out where you want to go with it. And we've settled well and truly on rom-com, Christmas rom-com.
Christmas rom-com.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to do our best work.
Well, because I feel like it's also the time of year when you can get away with all sorts of trash. Like they'll give money to anything. You know what I mean? I saw an ad for a Lindsay for a Leighton Meester one that was from 2023.
Yeah.
And Steph and I were like perusing through the maybe it's on Prime or some shit, and you get a bit of the trailer, and we watched the trailer and we're both like, I have absolutely no idea what that movie is about. Like none.
It's
I
about
have
Christmas,
no idea.
and that's all that
But
matters.
that's
And it was called
trailer.
like Merry Xmas, and it was like
Perfect.
and
That's
okay,
a great name. I think half your battle in creating a Christmas rom-com
is
is
the
the
name.
title.
Yeah.
I think
true.
that's half your battle.
100%.
I think that's where once you find that cracker name,
Yeah.
you're like, all right, I know the film now.
Mistletoe.
Mistletoe.
Yeah.
And
it's
you-
soft core.
And
Yeah.
well, no, it's a guy's on a massive drought, and he's got a really hot fucking friend coming in, like someone's family is his sister's friend from fucking Sweden's coming in.
But I
It's
think-
hot as shit.
But I think there could also be a place for, I don't know if you've noticed, but I certainly have, gentlemen.
A rugby league Christmas
the absolute uptick in what I'd call softcore
off
porn that has found itself onto our screens. The shit that my wife watches.
like the Bridgerton porn.
Like Bridgerton, there's like Tell Me Lies. Like people are just getting pumped 4 or 5 times an episode. Like,
Dude, in the Game of
maybe-
Thrones one, there was like a full-blown dick sucking scene.
Yeah. So maybe there's room for some hot
For
sweaty stuff.
mistletoe.
Yeah, for mistletoe. Yeah.
Snow globes. That's someone with huge tits. Man or woman.
Both.
Both.
Absolutely both. But you're right. This time of year, Lindsay Lohan's back for a second year in a row. She's come out with
Is that her
something
second
new.
Christmas year in a row?
Well, she did one last year, which was great. This year, she's got a new one. Ella's watched it, thinks it's good. Chad Michael Murray, he's back
Of
on
One
our
Tree Hill
screens.
fame?
Yeah, he's back
One
on our
Tree
screens.
of One Time One Tree Hill, One Time Heartthrob. Chad Michael Murray.
Still got the fucking streaks or whatever. The
the
highlights.
frosted tips.
The frosted
Tell
tips.
you what, if he wasn't called Chad, let's say he was called like Charles,
Michael Murray.
he would be almost a lock for 5'8" for some rugby union side.
Charles Michael
Charles
Murray.
What
Michael
about
Murray.
Trent Michael Murray?
Trent, well, he wouldn't be playing rugby league. He'd be playing rugby league.
Yeah. What would you say?
Rugby union.
Oh, sorry.
Charles Michael Murray.
Oh, yeah.
5'8".
Charles.
Yeah, 5'8". Yeah, starting
Winston.
10.
Yeah, starting 10 for Eastwood. And
Percy.
Percy Michael Murray's a South African.
He could be.
No, he definitely would be. Blonde as fuck.
Yeah.
But you just need to try. I think our Christmas rom-com is where we go. Obviously, title does dictate a lot of the storyline.
Do you think you
Always
come up
important
with
to
the
work
title
back.
first?
I think it's a good way to start. I think that it can you can start your journey that way, and then title can be reappropriated once you've discovered a bit more of your storyline. If you've gone down that path with the title, milked everything you can from that, then maybe you've found another direction to go for the third act.
Yep.
And it can
Yes.
that can bring up new things. But I think it's a good place to start. Good
And
place
do-
to start is a great title. Also, another place to start concurrently with that, you could go with like absolute Christmas tropes and stuff like that, and go maybe work your way in that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it was like the show I watched recently. What was that called? Christmas Made to Order. You know,
Yes.
the meet cute is that one guy hates Christmas for no reason, and the other girl, she loves it, and that's why she's trying to make a career out of decorating for the holidays.
Christmas Made to Order. It's not like that's a saying.
No.
You know what I mean?
So
No,
that
that's why it wasn't. That was why it wasn't box
They were
office.
lost.
but also
they were lost from the get go.
That title has come after they've come up with the idea.
Exactly.
Definitely. They've just gone, what about... What they've done.
Someone doesn't like it.
They've
Someone
taken
likes it.
rom-com tropes there as opposed to Christmas tropes. The rom-com
And I'll
trope
tell you
is,
what they should have
I hate
done.
this, that he loves this. Two different worlds.
Haven't seen the movie, but I'll tell you what they should have done. He should have loved Christmas, and she shouldn't have liked it.
Well, that would have been
That would have been way better.
Because it's less obvious.
It's less obvious. It's
She's
funnier.
a career woman. She's,
But
he's like
she
the
was a career
sentimental
woman because
one.
she's trying to start her own business. She was driven in a certain way, but he was a career man. He was a career man who was. We've talked about this already, but he was he.
Oh yeah, I listened to it. Yeah.
He was an architect who then, she shows him the way and shows
Yeah.
him that he's working too hard. And by the end of the movie, he just wants to design family homes, which which threw
Which
us
is
all.
his dream all the time.
Well, it threw me.
I thought he was a career-driven man.
It was.
Yeah.
But he realizes through Christmas, which is all about family, that life means life's more than just
bit
work.
more.
I think we want to probably base it in Australia,
Well,
though,
that's
because I don't
it.
want to travel.
You
So
could-
you got to try and play on that summer, Christmas.
You can do that.
Nan's getting bounced.
Yes.
You can,
Well, you certainly have Nan getting bounced in a crazy backyard scene.
you can do that. And another funny thing of that would be if someone doing Aussie Summer Christmas just really wished it was wintertime.
Well, you'd
And
have,
they're,
so
like,
you'd have
playing
someone from out from England who's part of the family, like, so bloody hot out here, mate. You know,
And they
like,
hate it at the start.
Yeah.
They hate it.
They hated the
Yeah.
start.
They hate it
But
because
by the end
they
of
had
the
an
day-
opportunity.
Yeah.
They had an
Yeah.
opportunity to go to like the Swiss Alps.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we're going to fucking Australia,"
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
like all the tropes around
Dude,
bottom
what
of the
about
world.
this? So let's say one of the love interests is from England. I'm going to go with the chick. And
No, for sure, because Daddy, who's rich, her daddy has
listen,
been
you've
like,
got
"Come
the
to-"
English chick. She's got to come out with a family. Maybe for who knows why. We'll get there. But then the other love interest is the Aussie bloke who's just fucking, how good's Christmas in Australia? She hates it. She's annoyed. She wants the cold. But she starts to realise.
I love the intent. I think flip it. He is from England coming over, and she's got to show him how to deal in the tough Australian conditions.
Like it, because it's better to have this
Better.
woman being the more obvious is like tough bloke. It's like,
Yeah,
She
no.
bounces him.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
takes one on the chin.
Yeah, this is backyard cricket.
Backyard
here, you
cricket stuff, and
fucking-
she absolutely annihilates him in
Yeah.
backyard cricket.
Yeah.
He can't win a thing. The only thing he's good at is winning the bonbons. Like he's undefeated
No, he
bonbons,
loses
but
that
nothing.
too.
Yeah, lose everything
Well,
else.
or he cheats in the bonbon and he holds too much, and she's like, "What are you doing?" Like that starts a little bit of sexual chemistry.
Yeah.
because they're paired.
No,
next
and then
to each other.
they're quarreling about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but they're flirting. It's like that really fast paced, flirty quarreling where you're like, these two could fucking start going down on each other if this keeps going.
And then when they're falling in love, they do the bonbon again, and this time he doesn't cheat and she wins, and then that.
Yeah. Well, it ends. I think the thing it almost starts and ends with a bonbon.
It ends on a bonbon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Starts and ends on a bonbon.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's pretty good.
This
pretty
is pretty
good.
good.
That's a
This
good
is
start.
a great start.
It's a good start.
Just the title is
The
so.
title's
Do you
escaping me
call
at
it
the moment.
bonbon?
Well, you could call it bonbon, but I mean, it's got to
It's
be
too random.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Is it Christmas down under?
or a cracker Christmas? You know,
Cracker Christmas isn't bad. You've got something like
you got to have the extended crazy family who are all
absolutely.
Crazy uncle.
yeah, alcoholic someone, a grandparent.
I'm
usually.
dreaming of a bronzed Christmas.
Yes, a long hot Christmas, or a hot. It's like
Yeah. Ooh, baby, it's warm outside.
I'm dreaming of a white hot Christmas. It's warm outside.
All right.
Listen,
It's a good start.
it's a good start, and by all means, punters and dribblers, titles welcome because
Titles
it will
welcome.
dictate. You'll get a mention in the credits.
Yeah.
And if we get this thing off the ground, someone like the winner that year of the Christmas Carol gets a run.
You get a.
Oh, you're playing at the pub.
Or
They
they're
go
in
to
it.
the
Oh
pub.
yeah.
No, that's the
No, he
song
might
for
have
the
been in it.
credits at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. I like that.
Oh,
Not the
you
credits.
go to the pub at Christmas
And they're
time and they're playing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Mate, I reckon.
I'm
that's-
pumped about this.
Yeah, and honestly, and specifically to Christmas themed rom-coms, I just don't think it's that hard.
Well, look, it's easy to say that.
But on the whole,
it is difficult to write film.
no, to write a film, yes, and there are some better than others. I'm talking about pile of shit.
You're
Lindsay
talking about how can I be better than Hallmark's
Can I be better than Christmas Made to Order?
Christmas Made
Christmas
to Order.
Made to Order.
Which was a Hallmark film.
That got made.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The
That
fact
got
that
made.
got made,
Yeah.
By
that
Hallmark.
got paid.
Like, we've got something for you.
Yeah.
So that's all what I'm saying. Like, I think to do that wouldn't be that hard. To write a good film is a different story,
Absolutely.
but
That's
Christmas
going to
Made
be
to Order.
Well, that's who we're competing with, and that's why I think we've selected this time of year as one potentially more vulnerable than other periods.
yeah. It's ripe for the picking.
Because people just want to be. Ella watches one every night. She loves it.
Yeah.
She absolutely loves it. And she knows that most of them are terrible, but it doesn't matter. Gets her in the mood, gets her in the vibe of the thing. So there's
I think that's good.
There's something
that's a good
for
start.
us.
Yeah. Anyway, look, I feel like I'm desperate for a urination, and I think it's probably a bad place to wrap things up.
Just full stop.
Sunday Hour of Power.
Sunday Hour of Power. Good to see you, Luke.
It's always
You
great
look
to see
fantastic,
boys.
buddy. You
It's
look
these green
great.
shirts, I think.
Pumped for a big summer with you, obviously.
Yep. These horizontal shirts as well, may as well just cats out of the bag. Horizontal shirts coming back, and they're going to be sexy as fuck as you.
Well, if you're listening to this on a Sunday, which you are, they're on sale on Tuesday, 6 p.m.
There
Highsport.shop.
you go. There you go. Get hot, horny, and horizontal this summer. Also, if you listen to this right now on a Sunday at 6 p.m., you and I, Eddie, will be on a boat.
Loose.
Loose as a goose.
Goose.
Loose as a goose.
Well, because it's 6 o'clock and
So
we've been on the boat now for 4 hours. So
and
we
2
are.
hours to go. Cocktails provided.
Yep.
Um,
You know what I got this year?
Same.
Mai Tais, margaritas, Aperol Spritz.
That's the same as last year? Oh, yeah.
I think they added another one for us for charge because we're just good people.
Perfect.
Because we're good people.
Yeah, we are. Good customers.
Great customers, plus spirits, plus
Yep.
beers.
What's
No
the
wine,
weather doing on
fuck wine.
Sunday?
It's like, it was hot and now
I think we're a little far out to really know.
It's
I
too
know.
far out. It's cloudy.
Give me fucking pumping hot, you sacks of shit.
26 degrees.
I think it'd be pumping hot.
That's pretty nice. That's
Mate,
pretty nice
it's a week out. They've got no idea.
Yeah, they've got-
no
they don't
idea.
know.
Do you reckon they predicted that storm yesterday?
No.
No fucking way in the world. 0%
That
chance.
storm was ridiculous.
It wasn't like that on the beaches.
Oh, really?
There was a bit of rain, but it
Oh,
wasn't. that.
mate, it
saw the news and I was like,
No,
what?
dude, Double Bay was like up to your
Underwater.
shins.
Yeah. No, it was not like that. We had a bit of rain and
We had lightning going on overhead. Like, there was full branches in those big trees on
saw
Queen
the
Street coming
footage.
down.
My
Oh,
neighbour's
good.
basement got flooded, hands,
oh no,
full flood.
He's got a basement.
Dude, he's a weapon. He built everything.
He built a basement.
Yeah.
What, he excavated by hand?
I'm not saying he scraped out with a fucking trowel and his fingernails, Eddie. I'm sure there was some professional equipment used, but yeah.
What's
Yeah.
he do down there?
Well, he's got a workshop. He's got tools.
That's in his
fixes things.
Oh, dude, tools galore down there.
in his basement.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was just wondering what he built
Does
it
in
for.
the basement. Well, I think it's also an extra, like there's extra bedroom down there or something like that.
Fair income.
Yeah.
And it flooded.
Yeah. Just a reminder, if for some reason no one's reached out since Monday, I do need someone in the air conditioning business to hit me up. Either my personal Instagram or Hello Sport. I don't care. But please reach out because it's hot. And I don't want to pay $7,000 to get air conditioning in a house I don't own.
Shit quote.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope it's an awful quote. I hope it's awful.
They would have seen you coming, bud.
Well, they didn't give it to me. They gave it to Hans. So they wouldn't have seen Hans coming. Hans knows what's up. Hans is a fucking man. The other option is like, hey, do you want to get like a couple like put into the windows, like those real cheap, shitty ones for a couple $100? It's like, now I don't have a window.
Yeah.
Now I just have.
Yeah, you don't.
No, I don't want that.
No, this
I'm
isn't
sure
a
you
tenement
can.
building in New York City.
Exactly.
What's your cut off?
Price wise, I don't know. I want to see how fucked up $7,000 is in terms of like, I need to like, if there is a reality that's like, listen, $5,000 the best you're going to get, and then I can get the owners to kick in half of that, I'll cop that in the mouth. You'll cop that in the mouth.
Yeah,
That's a price. That's a pretty reasonable price to pay for 4 months of comfortable kind of.
That's what I mean. Like, because without it,
with a family.
with a
Yeah.
family, with a pregnant wife, new child, it's just like, dude,
Yeah.
it's too hot. It's simply too hot.
Yeah.
And also, there's just nothing better than when it's so fucking hot outside and you just come into ice cold temperatures.
Oh yeah, you just
You are
run
just
that bitch.
living.
Yeah.
Just where we'll
Run that down into 3-4 months. How much is that a day? It's probably not that much.
No.
Well, when I say not that much, but it'll.
It's not
It's a easier pill to swallow.
Yes, it is. Much easier. So listen, air conditioners, reach out. That's why we've got the other office, because it's cold up there. That's it. And we leave everyone down here to cook.
Okay.
All right,
friends.
bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?